Straight all day.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is how to step up your outreach game. How do you get better at reaching out and making those connections, getting seen, heard, and known by the people who you want to be seen, heard, and known by? Before we get into this, first, let me tell everyone I have a daily motivation text message that I send out for free to everyone in my text messaging community. So you heard rumors about this. Yes, they are true. If you want to get into this daily motivation community, this text community, and get the daily motivation, is more accurately, then all you got to do is text me at my number, which is 305-384-6894. And every day when I send out that text, you will be receiving it. You can even respond to those texts and you can get a direct response from me. That number is down below in the show notes as well. So the topic again today is stepping up your outreach game. First of all, the definition of outreach in this context, as this conversation is for, because this conversation is for all of you who are into marketing, promoting, or selling yourself and your goods in any way, shape, or form. Okay, that's who this is targeted at. Now, all of you can learn from it, but I'm targeting this specifically to people who are actively looking to sell yourself or sell your stuff in some way. So the definition that we're using for outreach to frame this conversation is about what you are doing to make people know about what you have to offer, even if they did not ask for it and didn't even know they were looking for it. In other words, what are you doing to make them pay attention? That's what I mean when I say outreach. Many of you make the mistake of sitting around waiting and hoping for someone to discover you when that's probably not going to happen. You probably have noticed that already. What you need to be doing instead is making your stuff obvious to the people with whom you wish to engage. This requires a certain level of confidence in yourself, certain level of confidence in your offer, and also a strict discipline to doing certain activities on a consistent basis. And now the reason why it needs to be consistent, that you're doing outreach, is so that you're consistently bringing people in. All right, you want consistent income and consistent inputs and consistent pinging in your inbox, then you need to be consistently doing outreach. Does that all make sense? Good. That's what we're going to talk about here today. We didn't even get into the points yet and I already gave you value. Let's move into the points. Number one, today's topic once again is how to step up your outreach game. Number one, activity. This is the most important thing you need to do if you want to do more outreach. When your phone is not ringing, start ringing phones. If nobody's reaching out to you, you need to be reaching out to them. This is much more a mindset point than it is a specific strategy. And this is about your way of thinking. This is about your approach to your work. If you want more people to know about you, you just got to be getting out there and getting more people to know that you actually exist. The last thing that you want to have, you're in a front-facing business where you talk directly to the people who buy from you. You don't want to be in a situation where you have a few people who you're trying to close on a sale, or a few people who you're trying to get interested in what you're doing, and you're not getting responses from them. So you're getting frustrated with them, or you're getting annoyed with them because they're not responding, or they're not moving as fast as you want them to, or you're not able to close them. And then you're just in a bad space. You're in a low vibration of energy simply because you're not able to get them to do what you want them to do, when the actual problem is not them. The problem is you're just not talking to enough people. You don't have enough people in your pipeline. That's why you're getting annoyed with these few people who haven't moved yet. But here's the thing. If you had 10 times as many people in your pipeline, those same people who are not doing anything now would still be doing the same nothing that they're doing now. The thing is, you wouldn't notice or care as much simply because you had other people to talk to. So your challenge is not getting better at getting people who don't want to do anything to do something. Your challenge is talking to more people so that you can identify the people who do want to do something, so that you're not putting all of your resources into the people who don't want to do anything. All right, the people who want to stay at neutral, all right, don't be mad at them for wanting to stay at neutral. Be mad at yourself for not having more people who are ready to do something. And that's because you simply haven't talked to enough people, and that's why there are 8 billion people on the planet. So you don't never had to bog yourself down with a few who aren't really ready to take action right now. They might be ready in 6 months, but do you want to wait 6 months to get a result? Of course not. Go find somebody who's ready to do something in 6 minutes. This is more of a mindset than a specific strategy. Many people are sitting around planning for, hey, when things start popping off, that's what I'm going to do. When what you should be doing instead is planning for how you're actually going to make things start popping off instead of waiting for things to pop off. What can I do to make them pop off? This is, again, a mindset thing. What did I talk about a couple episodes ago, where I told you about my 4-part framework for coaching people? We start with the mentality. We start with the mindset. See, when you get the understanding of this mindset, that you need to have the activity of ringing phones and knocking on doors when no one's ringing your phone and knocking on your door. Now the next thing is, now let's come up with a strategy for how you actually do that. So don't just randomly start doing stuff now that you heard me say what I just said in point number 1. It's now when you come up with a strategy for doing it, we got to have a process that can be held accountable, including yourself, and then we start executing. So there's a whole process to this, and this is the reason why I'm giving you that disclaimer, because some of you take one little piece of information and then you go run with it and say, well, that piece of information didn't really do anything for me. That's because you don't have the whole process. You got one piece of the puzzle and you're wondering why you can't see the whole picture. One added benefit of this mentality of increasing your activity is that you will quickly find out whether or not you have a good idea or a bad one, or if the marketplace is even interested in what you are offering, or if they're not. Like I talked about a few episodes ago, how to know if you have a bad business idea, how do you know if your business idea sucks? Because the response will be swift and clear. The more active you are, the faster you can get a response. This is like, I heard Russell Brunson, the guy who has a podcast called Marketing Secrets, and he talked about this. Said whenever he puts out a new funnel or a new product or something like that, he will put a whole bunch of money into ads. Not a whole bunch. Let me back up. He will put a bulk amount of money into ads, but not a ton. Let's say he would put maybe $1,000 into some ad, and he will run a split test, or he would just put $1,000 into an ad and just run it, period, and see what kind of response he gets. And he knows with a $1,000 test whether this is a product he should put more resources into, or he's just kill it off because it's probably not going to do anything for him. He makes a decision that quickly. And the whole point is, he's increasing his activity by paying money for it through advertising. But I told you about this in episode 1735 when I talked about the 3 marketing traffic strategies. If you haven't listened to, no, it's not episode 1735. Let me give you the right one. That is episode number 1835, not 1735, 1835. The 3 marketing traffic strategies. That one way you can pay money is, one way to do it is to pay money through ads. The more you pay, the more activity you get quickly. You can do collaborations. That's where activity comes in, and content. That's also where activity comes in. So there are just different ways of doing the activity, but either way, you're getting a swift and clear response from the marketplace as to the value of what you're offering and whether people actually want it. And you got to be sure enough to listen to the response and then make your adjustments as necessary. Point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is how to step up your outreach game. Second thing you got to do is positioning. Positioning is how you talk about yourself, how you talk about your offers, and the value people should expect to get from them. This is all coming from you. How you talk about yourself, you talk. How you talk about your offers, that's you talking. And the value people should expect to get from your offers, that's also you talking. All of these are coming from you. If you cannot make it clear to yourself who you are, what you're offering, and what people are going to get from you, you will never make it clear to anyone else. And because of this, you will struggle to create traction for yourself, because you are not making it clear about who you are, what you're offering, and what people get. You got to make it clear to you in order to make it clear for other people. And you can't create traction without clarity. Clarity leads to traction. A lack of clarity, ambiguity, or confusion leads to inactivity. And this whole topic here today is how to step up your activity and action in your outreach game. So you must be able to communicate your value proposition clearly and succinctly. We just talked about this 2 days ago. So if you cannot do this, you still have work to do. And you should not be offering anything to the marketplace yet until you figure this out. This is why we did the episode on why you need to get your business stuff together before you start doing more networking and outreach, because you need to have a clear and succinct value proposition that you're offering. And then you need to go to work on making sure that it's clear and succinct. This is why you get in coaching programs. This is why you get coaching, so that you know your stuff is actually going to work. All right, you need to know that you know. Not guess, not hope, not think, but know that you know. Not even believe. but know that it works. And this is why you get coaching from someone who has already seen it, done it, and been there, so that they can give you expert feedback on whether what you're doing is working or if it's not. Moving on to point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is how to step up your outreach game. New blood. New blood. What does that mean? It means you need to have a long-term, duplicatable, and ongoing strategy for continually bringing new people into your world. Whatever that world may be. Whether it's listeners to your podcast, subscribers to your YouTube, people who join your email list, people who are actually buying your products, people who are getting your text message, whatever it's going to be, you need 2 key words here: duplicatable and ongoing strategy or process for continually, that's another key word, all 3 of these, bringing new people into your world. So even if you just had a great sales day today and you brought a bunch of new people, new clients and new customers in, the money is overflowing your piggy bank, never stop marketing your stuff to bring in new blood into your world. You should continually be doing things to always bring new blood into your world. The last thing you want to happen in your business, your career, your anything, is to lose momentum. You lose momentum, that's when things can fall apart, and sometimes when you lose momentum, it's hard to get it back. You don't want to get to a point when you realize, hey, I don't have any activity going on, and then you also don't have any marketing going on, so now you're starting at absolute zero. Outreach is an ongoing, continuous thing. As I've said, this is why companies like Apple, Nike, Amazon, who all do more business than damn near everybody, why do these companies still spend hundreds of thousands, actually probably closer to millions of dollars per day on marketing, even though they are already very well-known companies and they are all already very well established in the marketplace and they all have a whole bunch of customers already? Why would they do that? Why does Nike spend money on advertising when you want a new pair of sneakers, you're going to buy Nikes anyway? Why does Apple advertise the iPhone? I think that's a good question, right? Let's think about that. Why do they advertise it? Why advertise the iPhone when all of y'all who have iPhones, when your current iPhone gets old, or they put out the new iOS and it slows down your iPhone because you've been holding on to the old one for like 6 versions, and it's time for you to get a new iPhone, what do? You go to the Apple Store and you get a new one, right? I mean, you're going to get a new one whether they advertise or not, right? I think that's what most of us think, but the actual truth is, the reason why you know that when you get rid of the current iPhone, you're going to get another iPhone is because Apple is always reminding you of the existence of the iPhone. That's the reason why you're going to buy another one, because they keep reminding you of it. Now, you might think it's a no-brainer. Like, why would Apple keep spending money? I'm going to buy the phone anyway. The reason you're going to buy the phone anyway because they keep it top of mind. The reason Apple is top of mind to you is because they make sure they're top of mind because they're always in your face. Nike. Those of you who wear Nike sneakers, when your current Nikes get worn out and you need some new sneakers, you're going to go to the Nike store and buy a pair of Nikes. Why? Because Nike stays top of mind. They paid the cost to be top of mind. Amazon, when it's time for you to buy whatever widget you got from Amazon, you're going to go to Amazon and look up the next thing. Why? Because Amazon spends the money to make sure they're the one that you see and hear and think about when it's time for you to get something. Any of you who's ever written a book, if you were to Google the title of your book, you might notice that Amazon has an advertisement for your book, usually in the top 3 search results on Google for your book. Now, how many books are there on Amazon? There are millions of books on Amazon. That means what Amazon does, they actually have it in their advertising algorithm that when someone Googles the title of a book that they carry, Amazon wants to be at the top of those search results for that book. Do you know how many different ad campaigns that is? You know how many books that is they have to have set up there? I mean, they probably aren't doing it manually like most of us do, but that's a lot of advertising. All right, those ads cost money, right? Y'all understand that, right? That anytime that an ad gets run and a search result comes up with the little ad logo next to it, somebody had to pay for that impression. That's what they call it, an impression, that when your ad gets seen. And then it costs more money if it gets clicked on. You know how much money Amazon spends on that every single day? Why do they do that? They already got all these customers. How many of you already have an Amazon Prime account? A bunch of you, which means you're buying everything from Amazon anyway. Why do they need to advertise to you? Because they want to stay top of mind. They are always doing outreach. And these are the biggest companies in, at least in America, folks. Apple, Nike, Amazon, they're always advertising. They're always reminding you of who they are, what they do, and why you should buy something from them. They're spending millions of dollars a day on marketing. Here's my question to you. Even though you may not be as big as Nike or Apple or Amazon, what are you investing into marketing on a consistent basis? What are you doing to be continually seen, heard, and known? Especially if you don't have nearly the customers that Nike, Apple, or Amazon do. You see what they're doing with all the customers they have and all the revenue that they do. What are you doing with the customers that you have and the revenue that you do? Are you relaxing? You're happy with where you're at? You're comfortable with your position? While Nike, Apple, and Amazon are spending millions of dollars a day on marketing when they don't even need to? What are you doing to be continually seen, heard, and known in the marketplace? If you don't have an answer to this question, or don't have any ideas what you can do, or you don't know how to put them into motion, then what you need to do is to enlist some help to get started on this, because this is vitally important to the future of your business, or to the non-future of your business if you don't do anything. You need a process for keeping the blood flowing in your business. The blood stops flowing, and then that means it's pretty much a wrap. Let's recap today's class, which is how to step up your outreach game. Definition of outreach in this context is anything that you are doing to make yourself seen, heard, and known by the type of people to whom you want to make an offer. Many people are making the mistake of sitting around and waiting for this to happen, when what you need to do is get active about making it happen. Point number one, activity. When your phone is not ringing, start ringing some phones. This is more of a mindset than it is a specific strategy. Don't just start dialing random numbers just because you heard me say that. This is the mentality that you want to understand. Then you need a strategy and accountability and execution for actually putting this into place. Good thing about getting active like this is that you get a swift response from the marketplace as to whether they're interested or not, based on how you present your offer, and that'll tell you whether you have a good idea or not, if you have actually formulated a good presentation of your offer. If your presentation sucks, then we can't judge. Point number two, positioning. This is how you talk about yourself, your offers, and the value people should expect to get from them. You must be able to clearly communicate your value and position succinctly to other people. If you can't do this, then you shouldn't be making any offers yet. You need to enlist help and make sure you get clear on how you're talking about what you do. Number three, bringing new blood in. You need a long-term, keywords, duplicatable strategy. Another keyword, ongoing, and continually bringing new people into your world. You should never stop bringing new people into your world. For as long as your business is open for business, you should be continually looking for ways to bring new people in. Outreach is an ongoing, continuous thing. This is why companies with billions of dollars in revenue and thousands of customers like Apple, Nike, and Amazon, they all do more business than most everybody. They are still investing in bringing new people into their world when they are the companies that least need to do it. They probably do the most of it. Why is this? Is because they are focused on it. They are focused on bringing new people in. That's why they're always bringing new people in. So my question is, what is your focus? What are you doing to continually be seen, heard, and known? If you don't have an answer, then you need to get help, professional help with doing this consistently, because it's vitally important to the future of your business. So literally, the future of your business is the future customer. If you're not doing anything to bring in the future customer, then your business does not have a future. Everybody got me? So let me tell you what to do based on this information. First of all, text me to get my daily motivation text straight to your phone every day. My number's 305-384-6894. And secondly, go to workonyourgameuniversity.com and sign up to work with me so that I can help you get your mind right. Then let's create a strategy, make sure everything and everyone's being held accountable, and then execute on you continually bringing new blood into your business so that you can be seen, heard, and known in the marketplace, and let your game produce the rewards that you know it deserves to be producing for you, your family, and your community. All that being said, work on your game. Dre all day.